Back in 2014, we had elections in my city. And guess what? 2 weeks before the elections, I saw guys cleaning up bus stops for the first time in a very long time. I actually shot a video of the guys cleaning and of me asking one of them to tell me since when this had not been done. His answer was 3.5 to 4 years, easily. The next week, I wanted to discuss this issue of the magic of elections with my students in the public economics class. And guess what? Yes, again. Whilst walking to the university, I saw a guy fixing the safety mirrors on the street and others repainting the fences of the city park. So you can imagine I had a lot to talk about with my students. This, to me, is a classic problem of accountability of the polity. Of course, elections are part of the system that somewhat enforces some degree of accountability. But what about during the term? Politicians play with the fact that we pay attention before elections, and then they hurry up with things they should have gotten done for several years. Well, this leaves me suspicious about all the things they're in charge of and that we don't see. You know, democracy in a way is a form of contract. Elected politicians who represent us make decisions about the production of public services, and we pay taxes for it. Given they have our votes and our money, politicians should be held accountable, very accountable. And the first task of Parliament, before voting laws, is to hold government and its administration accountable. But when most representatives come from the administration itself, a conflict of interest arises, weakening accountability procedures, especially when those people hold multiple offices and positions. Audit offices also can impose some degree of accountability, but they need to have the formal power and not just the means to control and monitor. Otherwise, they are nearly useless, and often they are. Then there is what we call fiscal illusion. It is another way to weaken accountability. It's a trick politicians love. Colbert, the famous French Prime Minister of the King of France, Louis XIV, used to say, "The art of taxation consists in so plucking the goose as to obtain the largest number of feathers with the least possible amount of hissing." That is why we have a proliferation of tiny, illegible taxes. Some of them are even hidden. In my country, for example, we do not know that we pay up to 250% of taxes on gas at the pump. 250%. Because only the VAT appears on the receipt. The special energy tax, which accounts for more than half of the final price, does not appear. You need to go to an obscure webpage of the Minister of the Environment to find it. And to make matters more complicated for the layman, it's expressed in hectoliters, not liters. Government debt is also an obvious way to hide the cost of present public spending to the public, as taxes are postponed to the next generation in the future. Now, if I cannot know how much tax I pay, how can I assess the cost and benefit of political action? Also, when half of households or more do not pay the income tax, it also means that they don't feel the pain of writing a check to the taxman. What is then their incentive to hold their politicians accountable? Very small. Such trends are pulling us away from democracy and toward technocracy. Democracy means accountability of the polity. We need transparency of public decision-making on spending so that we as citizens can assess the services we get. And we also need clear taxation so we can also assess how much we pay for these services. Accountability is vital for a sound democracy.